That was pretty cute.
So what do you got for us today there, Gray Bear?
I got rain. Here again.
Hold on. God dang it. I don't have my phone. I looked at it. I'm like, my phone's in my pocket. I'm like, nope. I took it out of my pocket and put it on my charger because it was at 61%. And what does it say right on my door? Watch, wallet, phone, hearing aid. I can't see out the front door because I put it right in front of my face. And what did I do? Forget my phone.
Yep, that's how she rolls, eh?
Yep. Do you ever feel like...
Take two.
like deja vu, like we've done this before?
Going out in the rain or forgetting stuff? Or
forgetting stuff.
All of the above?
It's like down the road, up the road, down the road, up the road, up the road, down the road. Oh.
Neighbors gotta be like, what are these guys, what is it that they're doing that causes them to forget all this stuff?
Yeah.
It's called getting old. That's what I'm going to point it at. That's what I'm going to say.
So I was thinking today.
I thought I smelled
fried bologna.
Coming from your place? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wafting down the road.
The first buck that I ever shot was in the UP. It was a little, I'd say it was maybe a little 4-pointer. It was basically a wannabe. It was a spiker wannabe 4-point, maybe a 5-point. I'd have to look at it. It's on the wall. First buck I ever shot with my bow, and the only buck that I've ever shot. Now, let me tell you about the UP. Let me tell you about the Upper Peninsula. Mosquitoes as big as, what are they as big as?
Buicks?
Buicks.
Beavers?
It was in Rapid River, and it was pretty cool. It was an old loggers camp that this guy, I think he bought one side and then leasing the other side, but the one side had one big camp and then it had a little small camp. There was no running water, no electricity, no gas. So the little cabin had
a baby
oil
bear?
burner. It had an oil burner. And then 12-volt lighting. So you had to have a 12-volt battery, clip, clip, turn the lights on. And it had propane for cooking, for a little, it looks like he took an oven and a small range out of a camper and then retrofitted into the cabin. Whoop, you're not,
wrong way, dude.
Yeah, he wasn't even paying attention.
He made it though.
And then, so that camp would hold 4 people. But the other camp would hold 2, 4, 6, 8 people. And the other camp had a well pump in the kitchen, and he incorporated into the sink, which was pretty cool. And for showers, it was a sauna. You had to get the sauna going. There was a big bucket of water that was on the wood burner in the front room of that place, and you would take that big bucket of water and you'd take it. There's a little room, like a dry storage room, off of the back of the big cabin, and there was a 12-volt sump pump, like a boat pump, and you flick that thing on, and you'd get yourself wet, then you turn it off, of course run off at 12-volt as well, and then you'd soap up, and then you turn it on and rinse off, and then it was the next guy's turn, and the next guy's turn, and the next guy's turn. So while you were waiting, you were sitting in the sauna, and then you would be able to rinse off and shower and such. And our deer blinds were set up at a minimum, I want to think they were probably like 6 miles from camp, and then they were on a big string of old logging trails. So you go, the first guy would drive, the guy that was at the last spot, he would drive, and then he would drop people off on the way to the last spot. And I had been seeing deer out of that stand for like every night that I was out there. Every time I went hunted, there were deer moving around. Nothing that I could shoot out of. I had a nice buck that came by, and I shot right over the top of it, right into a tree, and that broadhead is still in that tree if you were to go out there today. But This little dinker came in following a couple of does. It was the first week of November, and bingo bango, I shot that thing with a tracker string. Remember those?
I was just talking about those today, actually.
Yep. Had a tracker string on it, and it was zzz.
Because what would work great in rainy weather?
Yep. And I got one. Still got one in my toolbox. I should have attached it. I didn't really think about it.
Tracker string. A day like today.
So I shot it like right before dark, and the guy that was the so it was a semi-guided hunt. He would show you the area, but he wouldn't. It wasn't like you were getting in a box blind and had a heater. Had none of that stuff. He'd say, "This is the area where I've been seeing these deer. If you want to hunt here, I'd probably put a tree stand up there, and then that would be it. You'd put your tree stand up, and you climb up it, and you hunt it. And that was back when you could bait. And he said, do not put anything more than 1 coffee can full of chopped up carrots and corn. He says, we don't want big piles out here because people will be able to find our spots. But, so anyways, yeah. And he was coming, so I shot that buck, and it took off, and I went down and looked for the tracker string, and I could see the tracker string. And so I'm like, good, I found the tracker string, and I can go now. I can go out and I can find my deer. And I found the buck, and of all things, it went in a circle, and I thought that I'd be able to walk back, straight line. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about the woods up north. I kind of got lost. And then the guide came out there, and he was like, you out here? And I'm like, yeah, just keep calling, I'll find you. And I found him. And I'm like, I shot a buck, it's over there, and we found the buck, and he's like, oh, yeah, this would be easy to drag out. There's a logging trail not far from where you were lost. I'm like, really? So dragged it out there, took it, gutted it, took it back to camp, and that was first blood. I was the first guy in camp to shoot a deer that year. And that was, I don't even know, 25 years ago, 30 years ago. That was a long time ago. But that was the first buck that I ever shot. I was hanging on the wall right now. Now I'm looking for something just a little bit bigger. What do you think of that story?
What'd you say it was, a fork?
A wannabe fork. It was like a wannabe. It had long tines, and then 2 little dinkers on the end, and then it had the beginning of a brow tine. So technically it was a 5-point. But if you look at it, and you'd be like, that's a spike. But by law, it was a 5-point. That was my first year. Shot it with my, I think I shot that one with my Hoyt. I had a Hoyt bow back then. Shot it with that. I'd switched from my PSE to a Hoyt. Loved that bow, man. I could hit nails with that bow.
Like a can of nails?
Probably.
Why would you
I'd say
a can of nails?
I'd say a box. No, like I'd drive nails with it, like hit him with a hammer, right on the end, right on the head.
Driver.
Right on the head.
Give it a.
It's a Jeepathon. So, Gray Bear, what's the first buck you ever shot?
First buck I ever shot was back in allegedly, that's what the thing says. I don't know if that's true or not, but 1989. So I was already 48 years old now. 1989 up in Harbor Beach, Michigan. And it was probably right around opening day. Might have been opening day, the day after me.
Oh, there goes a deer right across the road right now. Oh, yeah. Stop right there, dude. Guess I should have turned the camera. I saw it.
I was wondering why you didn't.
Nah, I don't know.
There's not another one in there. Back in 1989 up in Harbor Beach, Michigan. Just south of town. And I was with my then father-in-law, Larry Hughes, and his buddy Lyle Beavner. And we were hunting farmer's property up behind where we were staying. It was great because I didn't know the farmer's property real well and went out in the dark and walked right into his electrical fence. So that was pretty cool. Right across the kneecaps. So that'll make you stumble.
That'll wake you up.
Made it up to the top of the hill, and sometime during the day, I think it was, because it wasn't first thing in the morning at light. I'd actually already started to move around. And back then, you got to remember, I was wearing like a solid orange jacket, orange hat from Kmart's, and probably solid orange pants too back in the day. I was sitting on the corner of a farm field that was already been cut, and then I don't know, here comes this doe with the buck chasing right behind her, hot on her tail. And I'm like, well, this must be the deer for me, and pulled up. I'm not sure if I had my 20 gauge back then. My first gun was a 20 gauge single shot H&R shotgun, which I'd gotten many years before, but I think by then I probably had a 12 gauge semi-auto, a Mossberg, or I had another shotgun at some point in time. Anyway, that one come out, and I just shot the buck, and as he was running by, and dropped him right there. And finally, they had opened up doe permits back in the day, and I remember Larry come up to me, and he goes, I told him this story, and he says, well, I ain't shoot the doe too. So there you go. And then it was, okay, well, it's your buck, got it. And I'm like, what? How? What? Do what? And they're like, we'll stand on the legs, and you go ahead and get it. And I remember it was freezing. It was a November 15th, like where there was a few inches of snow on the ground, and it was freaking cold. So yeah, it was a good learning experience right then and there, like it's happening. So, and then I remember taking it. I've got a picture somewhere. Taken, I had it stuffed in the back of my 77 Chevy Nova. Like, of all the pictures of it, it's like me holding a frozen deer head out of the trunk of the car. And that was 89, so how many years ago was that? That was 35 something.
That's a lot of math.
A lot of years ago. Because this will be my, what year is this again? 25? So 45th year, 45th deer season. Yeah, something like that. Because I started when I was 2.
Yeah.
So there you go.
What was it? How old were you when you first deer hunted?
14.
I think I want to say that I was like 18 or 19 when I first hunted in Arizona when I was in the Air Force. And then I did not shoot a deer until I was 20-something. Early 20s, though. Maybe 23, somewhere in there. Yeah, that's a long time ago for us.
Yep. Yeah, it is. A lot of deer camps under the belt.
Yeah. We'll save that for another day. Talk about all the deer camps that you've been at, because I've been at.
That was my first buck, and all I had gotten out of that was the antlers. And my buddy Randy at the time, he took them for me, and actually had them mounted on some barnwood, and had a plaque engraved with it, and did like the skull cap on it. It was really awesome, and it sits in my living room up on the wall today, to this day.
Yeah,
so that was
awesome.
pretty cool. That was not so cool.
Good times.
Yep, a lot of years.
All right, so I think, what is it, the 23rd today now, and we're heading out.
I think it is.
Heading out into the woods for the afternoon hunt. It has been a very Michigan-y day. Rain, sun, all day long. Hopefully we'll dodge the bullet for this evening hunt. Getting out a little bit later today because of the rain. And wish us luck.
Good luck. Get a deer.
A little bit of a picture of the fall colors. A lot of leaves are falling though with this rain. A lot of leaves are falling. Uh-oh. Looks like somebody's been on the 50-inch.
Dirt bike?
Yep.
Dirt bike. Okay, here it this. It's Wednesday the 20-something, and I'm trying the new pop-up blind. It is freaking enormous in here. I was thinking of having a graduation parties and shit in here, because you could. So, afternoon hunt, chance of rain coming. Pastor Rob on the way in. Nice big one too. So, all I have to do now is measure out the rangefinder and see how far my trees are when I'm ready to go. Just bring on the deer.
There was one that
coming
jumped.
out of this.
There's one that jumped across the road when you're on the phone. I didn't have the camera rolling because it happened so fast, and that's why I was facing the camera this way. Thinking
How
I'd
far
see
up was it? Was it pretty far up ahead of us? Or?
Yeah, probably 100 yards ahead of us at one point.
This is the one I said. Maybe
Is
we'll
the
just go through the
smooshy
middle
one.
because
This one and this one.
going in on the angle from that side was a mistake. This is probably not be so bad.
Did you see anything?
No. I think.
I had that doe come through. I want to think it was like what, 6:15 or something like that. And it was kind of funny watching it because it like walked in front of me, and I had I put the GoPro mount on my bow, which worked out perfectly. I turned the GoPro on and I was watching it, and it walked and it started to go down the hill. Then it like turned around and come back up the hill. Then it stood underneath a pine tree for a little while. Then it walked down the hill, and then it cut over towards where you're at. And then it was gone. And then here's a nice interesting thing. I was wrapping everything up, and I'm getting ready to take the GoPro off of the bow, and I got to take my arrow off and put it in my quiver. So I turn around and my quiver's hanging behind me. Oh, but it's not hanging behind me. It's not there anymore. It disappeared. And I'm looking, and I'm like, where the hell? I look at the bottom of the tree on my side. I don't see it. Then I'm hanging off of the tree, looking on the back side of the tree, and I'm like, oh, there you are. You decided that you wanted to play hide and seek on me.
Nice.
And I have no idea when it blew out of the tree. It, must have been one of the one winds, or I don't know exactly.
Where do you have it hooked on?
A little hook.
Huh. I mean, I don't know about you, but my tree was moving.
Yeah, and that's what I think. I think it moved. Maybe I didn't have it set up there the right way, and so then it's like, oh well, now what am I going to do? I can't climb down the tree with an arrow in my hand. So I'm like, well, I'll just leave it on the bow and lower the whole rig right to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I did.
Good times.
And I looked at my arrows, and they all looked okay. But it's dark out, so I'll have to take another look at them at another time. But I just saw that one doe and a squirrel. I got 2 squirrels that live by me. They come and visit every now and then.
I barely even saw like squirrels or chipmunks. It was just dead. It was just I was in a dead zone tonight.
Yeah.
It would rain, then it would not, then it would rain, then it would not, then it would rain, then it would not. Then with that wind, it won't even let me send a text message.
Yep, it got a little windy, a little breezy tonight. So, all right, so we got some sort of chicken and ham stew that we're gonna pour over some biscuits tonight, cooking in the crock pot. I always like to talk about dinner, because I always look forward to dinner, going back and getting a nice warm meal after hunting.
Chicken and ham, chicken and ham.
So here we go.
Everybody likes chicken and ham.
Peace be with you.